What are the key differences between a regular pawn endgame and a rook pawn endgame? Have you ever wondered what sets apart a regular pawn endgame from a rook pawn endgame? Understanding these differences can really help improve your chess skills. Let's break it down in a straightforward way. First, let's talk about pawn location. A regular pawn is any pawn not on the A file or H file. These pawns are usually found more towards the center of the board. This central position gives them more flexibility. The king and rook can move around more easily, allowing for various strategies. On the other hand, a rook pawn is located on the A file or H file, which are the edges of the board. This positioning limits the pawn's movement options. It also restricts the defending king's mobility. Because of this, rook pawns can create unique chances for the defender to hold a draw. Next, let's discuss winning chances. In regular pawn endgames, if the attacking king can keep the defending king away from the pawn's promotion square, the attacker often has a good chance to win. Techniques like the Lucena position can help the attacker promote the pawn successfully. However, in rook pawn endgames, the defender has better chances to draw. Even if the attacking king cannot reach the promotion square, the defender can often block the pawn by placing their king in front of it. The edge of the board makes it easier for the defender to set up a blockade or even a stalemate position. Now let's look at common techniques used in these endgames. For regular pawns, the attacker aims for the Lucena position, where the rook supports the pawn's promotion. The defender tries to reach the Philidor position, a well-known drawing setup. For rook pawns, these techniques are less effective. The attacker often struggles to force the defending king away from the promotion square. The defending king has fewer escape squares, making it easier to block the pawn. Lastly, we have practical implications. When playing with a rook pawn, the attacker must be careful. Many winning methods that work with central pawns do not apply here. The attacker needs to be precise and sometimes must accept a draw, even with a material advantage. Defenders facing rook pawns can often rely on passive defense. They can place their king directly in front of the pawn and use the rook to stop the attacking king from advancing. This often leads to a draw, even if the defender is at a material disadvantage. In summary, the key difference lies in the rook pawn's position on the edge of the board. This generally favors the defender by limiting the attacker's winning methods. Regular pawns allow for more maneuvering and typical winning techniques, while rook pawns often lead to drawn endgames due to the defender's easier blockade and limited attacking options. Understanding these differences can significantly improve your approach to chess endgames.